I've been a member of the National Youth Theatre since 2023, so I thought I'd have a little bit of a chat about some of the information I now know. And I feel like I should probably say, although it probably goes without saying, I am not like the official spokesperson for the National Youth Theatre. I just feel like certain schools and like certain places hear more about these kind of courses and opportunities than others, and I feel like I didn't know a lot of information. Even when I joined, I didn't know all the information that I know now, obviously. And if you don't know me, I share loads of acting content on here. I share about my acting career, acting journey, and share all the information I can. And I would really appreciate having a bigger audience on here as well, so please do subscribe. I feel like I should also say it's a huge topic, and there's always more stuff that I'm learning about any kind of course or opportunity that I'm taking part in. So I'm not saying that I will necessarily share every piece of information there ever is to know, but if you do have any questions, let me know in the comments and we can chat about National Youth Theatre. So let's chat National Youth Theatre. So firstly, what is the National Youth Theatre? The National Youth Theatre is an auditioned group. There's lots of different members of it, and in order to become a member you have to audition, which is quite competitive, and then you can do the intake course in order to become a full member. So you pay for this, although there are bursaries available, and you can do it in like 2.5 weeks in person, you can do it online, you can do it in weekends. There's various different forms of the intake course, and then once you do that you get access to the members board on the website where they share like different external opportunities. There's various different projects they do. You can audition for the projects every year. There's a casting day for members where you get to meet members, speak with other people there, and also like it's an opportunity to audition for the rep company where a selection of members of the National Youth Theatre, I think like sometimes 16, 18, are on a course together for 9 months full time in London. It's like the National Youth Theatre's alternative to drama school. So there's lots of different strands and parts of the National Youth Theatre, and it took me 3 years of auditioning to get in. And something else that I think is also important to talk about and kind of hard to word is that I feel like sometimes there can be a thing that people have going into the course where they're like, oh, I've auditioned to get in, I've got in, so I must be able to get from this the same thing that like someone else that I've seen has got from the experience, like the certain type of connection. Like I want to be able to meet two collaborators and form a theatre company because that's what I've seen people do or whatever. And I think you see lots of people who teach on the courses and stuff are people who have been members of the National Youth Theatre when they were younger, and you can see those experiences and be like, I have to achieve this exact thing that the other people have experienced and achieved from this. But I think what I've learned is that there is such a range of different benefits that you can experience after doing the intake course, and just because your experience isn't the same as other people's, that's just because we're all unique, and like you can't expect to be exactly the same as other people. And I think taking the pressure off of that within this experience is really important because you will get your own stuff from it. Like I feel like 3 years later it's nice to be able to sometimes reunite with people. I've bumped into a few people recently who are on the same course as me, and I think it's so lovely that I know people in the industry and I shared this experience with them, and I'm still in contact with people and in contact with people in various different forms and ways. And I feel like just because I'm in like a geographically different part of the country to a lot of them and I don't like see all of them very often, so I do still see them and it's really nice to have those connections. And who knows, maybe in like 10-20 years I'll be working with people from my course, and like the industry's so small and your paths always cross, so it's sort of like you're planting the seed with the intake course, and what you gain from it, like industry connection wise and stuff, you'll start to see over time. Like, I think there are so many benefits to doing this because there's so many people who do the National Youth Theatre or know the National Youth Theatre. Like, I have sent tapes to people and people have seen on my Spotlight that I've done the National Youth Theatre, and they've emailed me back and been like, when did you do your intake course? And like, it's such a nice like thing to have in common with people. It was such a nice conversation point when I had my meeting and then got my agent, and it's got such a reputation attached to it as well, so there's a certain level of standard that people can expect from people who have done the National Youth Theatre because it's an auditioned group. And also there's such an energy about the National Youth Theatre, which sounds sort of like wishy-washy, like you might be like, what are you on about? But I think there's such a kindness and collaborative nature that's really encouraged in the rehearsal room, and any form of judgment of other people is sort of looked down upon, which means that it feels like a very open, generous, giving kind of rehearsal space, which is a really nice mindset and energy to bring into other rehearsal rooms and other work that you do. So I feel like that's something that is really taught me, is like how to operate in the industry in a way that uplifts other people. Also, something I didn't quite really realise fully the extent of are the opportunities for bursaries. I think I've met so many different people who have benefited from having bursaries, because you can get bursaries when you're going to various different opportunities. Like, as a member, like, you can get bursaries to help with the travel costs, and there's lots of different short courses or auditions or opportunities that you can go to as a member, and there is financial support available to apply for with that, which is something that I wasn't really aware of so much before I auditioned to be part of the National Youth Theatre. Also, there's such a range of different experiences because there's so many different little projects that go on, and it's a national thing, so everyone's experience is different. Like, people might do different short courses, people might do various different like plays, or like I did a short film with the National Youth Theatre, and there's lots of different projects that go on which is interesting. So everyone experiences different things as part of being a member, but having that community and being able to network and have so many more actors in my circle is something that I think I wouldn't have really achieved so much in the same way without the National Youth Theatre. Like, I'm on a huge group chat of people from my intake course, with like 200 people or something. Like, I find out about so many more opportunities because I have such a big acting network from just attending all of these different National Youth Theatre things, and I've done that short film, and that's something that has been valuable. And I still have 2 years, I don't know, I don't know how many years I have left, but I still have a bit of time left, so I look forward to seeing what happens next with that. And if you want to chat National Youth Theatre in the comments, share your experiences, ask any questions, and I can try and answer it as best as I can, then please do. I think it's just so nice and so important to be able to have conversations about these kind of things, so please do leave me a comment, and thank you so much to everyone for watching. Thanks, bye!